sit down.
Well, good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday. Wait, no, it is Wednesday. That 3-day weekend, and being here just an hour earlier really boggles with your mind. AJ Tom is in the house. Good morning, First Man Faithful. That is what I like to hear. Thank you, AJ Tom, and everybody else watching. Yes, it is 7:30 instead of around 8:35 when I usually come on. The good news is my daughter got her first part-time job. The not so great news, but I don't mind because I'm very proud of her, is this guy's the ride to her job. And I'm on earlier because I will be leaving here in about an hour to take her to her job. And that's when I would usually live stream. And I don't think you want to see me live stream from my driver's seat as I'm driving her to her job. So anyhow, here I am. You know, you got to make these adjustments. That's what you got to do. You just got to roll with it. Bruce Lee had a famous line that I'm going to screw up totally, but it was basically, be like water and just flow with it. What does water do when there's a rock in the way? Just flows around it. So just flow with it. Go with the flow. So that's what I'm doing. A little bit of housekeeping this morning. And you're like, housekeeping? What's that? It's just wanting to show you guys, hey, First Man graphic novel by Andy Smith. Well, that's me. Is in demand still. Look at that. One backer away, and I'll hit 21,000. Which would be awesome. You know, just to let you guys know how all this works, you might be thinking, man, 21 grand, I wish I made that. I mean, that is not pure profit when you look at the expense that goes into a book. I have yet to really to get there to that profit point. So, you know, while I've made a little bit, the better the campaign does, the better it helps me to be able to bring you First Man Volume 2. The book is in-house. Like I say every day, it will ship out. In fact, I've got to pack another one up today. I mailed some out yesterday. So 64-page graphic novel, square bound. If you like superheroes, you'll like this. It's a little Shazam. It's a little Captain Marvel. You know, Marvel Comics Captain Marvel, that is. Space, adventure, cosmic adventure. These are the characters. Just look how magnificent they are and all their glory. So give it a back. You can still get a head sketch if you want. You can still back it with a figure sketch as well. A couple variant covers are still available here. So you can get on this and back it. So there you go with First Man Volume 1. First Man Volume 2 will be launching soon. So kick over to the sign up page and you can check out First Man Volume 2. If you sign up with your email address, you will get 10% off when the campaign launches. You will get a special link that gives you 10% off. So let's not forget to do that. You're like, well, what is First Man 2 going to be talking about? Guys, like anything good, I can show you the trailer right now. Mind blown. That is rated A for awesome. And the crowd goes wild. All right, let's talk about why I am here. AJ says, dude, you need to promote how nice this book is. Of course, the art and story, but I had no idea how good the production quality would be. It's insane. Dude, thank you so much. And it's guys like you that can help promote it by shouting that out on your social media and linking to it. Links to back First Man and Still Get It are below in the description of this video. Same with the link to the sign up page is below in the description. And if you're wondering, guys, here is, well, first, the actual book, First Man. It is here. It is hefty. This is 64 pages, square bound, printed on nice, heavy stock paper. You could hit somebody with this. I wouldn't, because it would knock the condition down. And then the program book as well, which is behind the scenes stuff. It shows artwork by some great creators, Alan Davis, Adam Hughes, to name a few, Jim Starlin, their version of First Man, and layouts and sketches. And these ship out daily. So there you go with that. But why are we here? We are here to discuss living legend who had a birthday yesterday. Let me look at my watch so I can make sure it was yesterday. Yep, July 6th is John Byrne's birthday, born in 1950. The man hit 71. He doesn't work for mainstream. He's drawing his own X-Men story fanfic, and he's up to issue 23. The guy's done 23 issues of writing and penciling and lettering of an X-Men story that you can only see if you go to his website. How crazy is that? That is dedication. Yeah, Scott Williams has inked a couple pages on commission for private people that bought the pencils, and it looks phenomenal. Marvel is letting money just fly out the window by not cutting a deal with Byrne to print this stuff. Anyhow, the man just turned 71. We all know what he's known for. He's known for X-Men. Let me see if I can blow this up some. There it is. I mean, this guys is one of my favorite all-time double page spreads from John Byrne's run on X-Men. Jim Lee did a double page spread in his run on X-Men, where the X-Men were kind of held captive, you could say, and it evoked this spread so much. You could tell looking at what Jim did that he was probably inspired by this spread. I just love the body postures of everybody's different. John really got the size relationships. You know, Wolverine's a short, stumpy little dude. Colossus back here, who is standing next to Wolverine, you can tell by their feet placement, is like 7 feet tall. Wolverine is not that tall. I mean, it is just, this is just gorgeous. But we are here today because I said hidden gems. So if you know the show that I'm on with my buddies, Aaron and those guys, we do a show called The Brofessionals. And what's up, Val? Good morning. We do a show called The Brofessionals on Thursday night. It's Aaron Lepresti, Billy Tucci, Graham Nolan, Dan Fraga, Art Taber, and myself. And it bounces from one of our YouTube channels every week, different topic. And this past week, we were talking about, we did a game show. Aaron did a game show. He loves game shows. And it was comic book trivia. And one of the categories was Burn, Baby, Burn. And, excuse me, I brought up, frog in my throat, not a cyber frog though, but go get those cyber frog toys. I ordered mine. Ethan is rocking it with those toys. I hope you order it as well. Anyhow, I brought up a little known thing. I said, well, everybody knows about that one issue of ElfQuest John Byrne inked, don't they? And people were like, what? Especially Fraga. Fraga Boom's a huge Byrne fan. No idea about this book. So I said, well, that's why I'm here, guys, to show you. So hidden gem, let's just switch the camera around because you don't need to see my ugly face anymore. So let's get this going to the proper camera. It should be turning on here. Come on. Come on, Nexigo. Where are you? I'm Andy the Revealer. Hello. All right. It says device not connected. Give me a second here. Aaron screwed up several of the clues, questions, and Burn, baby, burn. Yes, I knew about the book. Nice. Andy the Revealer. Oof. Not at parks where kids are playing. I'm not. All right. I don't know why this camera. Let me go back to this one showing my lovely face. Give me a second here. I did not kick myself off the stream. What is going on? There I am. Hello. Give me a second. I got to see why my one camera isn't working. Okay, it's plugged in. Let's try this again. If this was Graham stream, we'd be drinking more. I know, right? I tested this before I came on because I do have another camera. So I don't know why it's not showing. Darn it. My other camera is not showing. I don't want to have to do this with the book, but I guess I'm going to have to. So guys, unfortunately, technical difficulties. I will be showing the book by hand. What about public you can reveal why you were first man? I could go into a public bathroom stall and do the little foot action underneath. I think, isn't that what George Michael did, or some senator or some crap? Well, you can always show the actual issue since you have it. No, I am showing the actual issue, but I plan to have it. See this right here? This is the other camera. This is aiming down so I could show it to you that way, but instead I'll show it to you like this. So this is it. ElfQuest, The Hidden Years. Look at that cover, inked by John Byrne over Wendy Penny. Now, John Byrne has a pretty strong inking style. And I just love this, that you can tell that, I mean, this almost looks like Byrne drew it, you know. But Wendy Penny did. And in the back of this, they actually show some pencils. I'm so pissed off my camera is not working properly. So there's this. Look at that goodness right here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try something else real fast. I'm going to adjust the other camera. So let me just stop that real quick. You guys can just hear my voice. Together with Cecil, he can guide you about etiquette. Ew. That's not going to work. All right, back to up here. All right, I'm back this way. Hello. All right, so we're just going to have to do it this way, it looks like. Yeah, so Val says, that's funny. Together with Cecil, he can guide you about the etiquette. That's true. Showing the actual issue in public parks and bathrooms. Ew. So anyhow, here's the gorgeous page 1. Look at that. If you're a Byrne fan, I suggest you hunt this down. It's funny because this pose right here looks like a John Byrne flying pose. But like I said, Wendy drew this issue. And the other thing is, it was actually lettered by a girl I went to the Kubert school with. So that's pretty freaking cool. Michael in the house. What is up, Michael? Good morning to you. Here we have another 2 pages. This blows that I have to do it this way, but look at that. I love this. Like I said, I'm not doing this justice. You're not seeing the nice line art that Byrne inked on this stuff. But for some reason, my other camera, I'm trying it again. I'm not giving, well, actually, you know what? Let me stop sharing that screen. Now let me try it. Maybe there it is. Too much going on. Booyah. All right. So we can do it this way now. I'm going to turn this off. So this goes black so we can just focus. Okay, so here we go. Yay! It was the screen sharing that messed it up. So we can just flip through it now. So going back real quick, love this. This is just awesome right there. This face, you know, once again, it's Wendy Penny, whose artwork I've always enjoyed so much in this ElfQuest creation, but just seeing John Byrne slap down his ink lines. And when did this come out? This came out in 1993. So it's not, you know, I say it's not that old because 1993 feels like, you know, yesterday to me. But I understand 1993 was 28 years ago. Ugh. Val says it's a little manga-like. Yeah, that's how Wendy stuff is. I mean, just Google search ElfQuest and you can see. And when we get to the back of the book, I'll show you what the pencils look like because they show you an example of going through the book. Love this shot right here of our man, the main man. You know, I look at this, I go, I should probably do a drawing of ElfQuest just for fun. AJ says, ElfQuest never done much for me, but Byrne's finishes bring something different that's really appealing. Well, Wendy's own ink style is very clean. I mean, no rendering. It's very, very clean, whereas Byrne adds rendering and grit to it that isn't there when she inks her own work, you know. So I think that's one thing. Let's see if I can get this camera because I already have it positioned, but that's a little better actually. Let me see. Yeah, that's a little better. There we go. That's Young EVS. Don't know what you're quite saying there, Val. But look at it, like this hand right here. This is so John Byrne. Just the way I've always loved Byrne's inking with his outlines have nice bounce. He has a little rendering. This guy right here, that is so Byrne. It's getting a little blurry, unfortunately, it looks like. This torso is so John Byrne compared to how Wendy would do it. Looks like Byrne was using a brush for the outlining and maybe a pen for the interior line work. And then, of course, there's some fighting going on in the book. But like I said, even some of these poses are so John Byrne to me. Like this one is very John Byrne-esque. This one is. But, you know, Wendy drew it all. It's the Yellow Falcon. More like young Keown, but then Keown started out as a Byrne clone. Yeah. Yeah. I own a Dale Keown 2-page spread from Dragon Force that if you saw the interview, he said he was coloring all that stuff with Dr. Martin dyes. Well, I own a 2-page spread from Dragon Force that Dale Keown pencil inked and colored using dyes and stuff like that. The coloring on this is pretty cool. You can tell it was hand painted back then. So that's cool as well. I like the diagonals and stuff. You know, giving diagonal shaped panels during a fight scene makes things a little more chaotic. So that's pretty cool. You know, they're tumbling down here. You get that sense. AJ says, dude, you got to show that. I can show that. I got to go get it. But if we have time, once I'm done going through these 2 Byrne books, you know what? I will show it tomorrow because I don't want to get up from the stream and just leave a blank camera. And you wouldn't be able to hear my voice either because it's in another room. So I will show that 2-page spread tomorrow, unless it's part of my Comic Art Fans. It might be in my Comic Art Fans gallery. Dude, it makes me very happy as well. If it's in my Comic Art Fans gallery, I can share the screen again and do that. So this is just a fun story. I'm not told. I read this years ago. I didn't even get this out until we were talking about it. It's on my spin rack. So story-wise, besides the fact looking through it, there's a fight going on. I'm not sure what else because I'm not steeped in elf lore, elf quest lore, that is. ElfQuest Universe Center Spread. So this is Wendy's own inking here, and you can see the difference. It's a lot cleaner. She does a little bit of rendering, but it's thicker type, you know, so you can definitely tell the difference in the rendering. Let's see. If you need, you can put the First Man trailer. If you need to go, you can always put on the loop, the First Man trailer. That would be a useful thing to have on hand. That's true. I could do that. Or I could probably, honestly, the First Man trailer is a minute long, and I know where the piece is, so it probably wouldn't take me but a minute to go get the stuff. This is pretty neat, seeing the line art to it, and then you come back here and you can see, you know, more of what she did in the coloring and rendering. Anyhow, back to the luscious Byrne inks on this. Just going through it. I would love to see a black and white copy of this. Still have copies for sale of First Man? Of course I do. It's in demand, baby. Just people can go buy First Man right now. In demand. Trust me, when I get low on copies, I will let you know, or I'll just get more printed. Look at this gorgeous close-up that Byrne inked over here. Like, once again, the nice bounce in his line. And it's all intuitive. I don't think Byrne really paid that much attention to quote-unquote rules of inking. It's really just more intuitive with what he does. Look at this naked ElfQuest people. Yep, people say Byrne can't ink, but if you looked, he inked the cover over like Steve Ditko, which came out. He inked the whole issue over Steve Ditko of Rom, which is really cool. He inked, I think he inked a little, maybe a couple Kurt Swan panels in Superman. I know he inked the whole issue of Rom over Steve Ditko. He inked the whole issue of The Thing over Ron Wilson. So Byrne wrote The Thing, but he also inked issue 2 over Ron Wilson. He inked Carrie Gamble stuff in Fantastic Four, I believe. He brings his unique style to the work, which is great. Oh, look at this splash page. Boom, punch that dude in the gut. Splash. Oh, feel that punch. Another great torso shot here. I love this cross hatching he did. Like Byrne's, you know, you evolve over the years, obviously, as an artist, and you can't go back. I don't think you could go up to John today and say, hey, could you ink something in this style with this pen work? You might be able to, but I don't know if he could, because he's evolved, you know. But I would love to have Byrne ink something over me in this style. I mean, honestly, I'd love to have Byrne ink something over me today regardless, but he doesn't do that either. You can commission him to draw stuff and ink stuff of his own, but you can't commission him to ink something somebody else drew. Don't care for his inks, or only looking at him inking himself, then comparing it to Terry Austin. Oh, I agree. You can't compare it to Terry Austin. In fact, Byrne thought Terry was a little too tight. Byrne likes more organic inks in his work. So there's that. Look at this great figure laying here. I mean, Wendy did such a great job laying out this issue and drawing this issue, this fight issue. The storytelling she did is great. Just choking this dude out. So I think the colors really work well on it. And this is, like I said, hand coloring. This is not computer coloring. And that's the end of the issue. But then we get the evolution of an ElfQuest story idea. So, you know, her notes. And then these are her rough pencils right here that she does. So those are rough pencils. And like any artist, after the rough pencils, the layouts, she does her tight pencils. So that's her tight pencils right there that she gave to John Byrne to ink. And then you do get to see one page of Byrne's inks right here. So you can see, I wish I could do a side by side, but you can see how much John went in and added rendering and stuff and just added a grit to the stuff that wasn't there. And then of course you see the coloring. Goes to the color. Susan takes her color notes from Wendy, then does her own polychromatic magic. Another copy goes to Lorena Mappa, and we in the Kubert School, she just went by Rena, the letterer. And that's it. So that's it for that hidden gem. Now for the next hidden gem by Mr. Byrne, we've got Judge Dredd's Crime File with a gorgeous Brian Bolin cover. Of course, Brian Bolin, known for Judge Dredd. So this is a Brian Bolin cover. And but you turn the page inside, and this is back from 1985. So the thing about Byrne being born in 1950 is it's easy math. So he inked that ElfQuest stuff in 1993 when he was 43. This John did when he was 35. And he drew it. He drew it, and John Wagner, known for writing Judge Dredd, wrote it. So I remember when this came out as a kid, I was like, oh my God, John Byrne drawing Judge Dredd. This to me is like peak John Byrne, penciling, inking, everything. You know, we get the nice shot of the dreads here, you know. This is just a regular Dredd, I believe. Judge Dredd, trouble building on the... Yeah, so he's calling out the Judge Dredd. But I mean, this is classic Byrne inks right here. I love this era of John Byrne. This is like Fantastic Four, when he was working on the Fantastic Four. I think he was already done with Alpha Flight at the time. His tech is very Sid Mead. AJ says, do I know if Byrne inks with brush nib or pen? Back in this day and age, I think he was using a lot of pen, and to get the thick and thin, he was just going back and forth over the stuff. Now, I believe he does most of his inking with Pitt brush pens and stuff. What is it? He's completely changed the way he pencils. Used to pencil strictly tight with the tip of the pencil only. Today, half the time he's changing line weight by drawing with the side of the pencil. I think that's true. Andy, Byrne and Dredd on Wednesday before 8. This is going to be a great day. Why, thank you. I like to bring joy to the world. I love this. Look at this crowd scene. He's like, look, it's a crowd scene. Just indicate it. You don't need to get in there and draw a ton of stuff. It's just the crowd in the background. But this is peak Byrne. And then when we get closer in the crowd, look at the individual faces and heads that he did there, they're all unique. The only thing that can make today better is if we found out Dale Keown was CG. Well, he is. So there you go. All the head turns are different. People looking in different directions here, different faces and head shapes, people wearing different things. I mean, a panel like this, I look at and go, man, that would take me all day. But Byrne, this page took him one day. The pencil and ink. Here we got Dredd. His Dredd's a little thin, but that's okay. But I love this side view of Dredd's face. I mean, the Dredd helmet is so iconic. Oh, dude, you got to just go to the byrnerobotics.com and you can check out all 23 issues, or on Facebook. You can check out the work as well on one of the Byrne fan pages. It's beautiful stuff. This is what I loved growing up, and it really plays on my inking, is just these thick, juicy line weights. I love that stuff. I love this type of inking, and it definitely played a part in what I do when I ink my own stuff. So just revel in it. And I love this flat color. I mean, you know, modern color is nice, don't get me wrong, but this flat color, when you have a good colorist, flat color just works so well. This great background here with the dreads and stuff, and then it's kind of like the interior of a mall or something. I'm not even sure. So I haven't read this in forever either. Look at that face. Classic. Just classic right there. I also have reprints of Brian Boland and Dave Gibbons' first work for, I believe it was called Power Comics, and it was about a African superhero, and they're in black and white. So it's like Brian Boland and Dave Gibbons, some of their first work. This is before Dave Gibbons came over and did stuff for DC, before Brian Boland did Judge Dredd. So maybe I'll do a stream on that stuff one day. Val says, flat colors are awesome. The First Man Mango ad style is what attracted me. Thank you very much. I'm coloring the second First Man parody ad. Well, not as we speak because I'm doing this, but it is in process. And I need to get that finished because I want to put that up on the campaign page as well. And then we turn to the last page and we get that money shot. This was worth it. He only drew half the book, but this money shot of Judge Dredd was worth it. I wonder if the deadline was creeping up on Byrne because there are no backgrounds in any of this. But once again, you don't need to see backgrounds in every panel. I call it the John Byrne method of backgrounds, and this really shows how he could push out so much work. Back then, you know, I think at the height, he was penciling 3 books a month. And basically, if you look at John's work, he would establish a scene. So he would establish, like, you know, say an Alpha Flight in a room somewhere, and you'd see the room, and the room would be established. And then the next few panels, he wouldn't draw a background because he established the scene. So you knew where everybody was at. And then when the scene changed, he would establish it again and do that. But so, you know, you don't need backgrounds here because you know where everybody's at from the previous pages, you know? And then you get this big money shot of Judge Dredd in all his glory. I just love this shot of Dredd. Talk about a hero shot. You know, you got great perspective going on here. This foot right in the foreground. That would have made an awesome door poster. It would have. But the thing is, this was all lettered on the originals probably. So this lettering is probably covering his boot, but still, it wouldn't have been hard to go in and redraw that part and just draw out this part of the boot and this little bit of his glove and stuff, and boom, door poster. Yeah, his white Alpha Flight issue was epic. Yes, it was. That pissed a few people off, I'm sure. And then you get another Judge Dredd story by classic artist Ron Smith. No relation. You know, this is good stuff. And then there's another story in here by Colin Wilson of Judge Dredd. I think that's the last story in here. Yeah, it is. Look at this early Alan Davis work right here. This is awesome. I've got the trade paperback collecting all this early Alan Davis stuff. Great Brian Boland cover there. I mean, that is just fantastic stuff. You just can't wish for anything more, really. Oh, I got my old man specs on still. Let me dump those. Hello. Let me see if I can find on my Comic Art Fans the Dale Keown page I was telling you guys about. I have to turn on my second screen, which freezes me up for a second there. Not freeze me up, freezes me up. All right, let's see. Let's see. Comic Art Fans, Comic Art Fans. So would you guys like to see, not today, but see me go through? Oh, here, I can show you this. I took one of Byrne's X-Men pages from the new stuff he's doing and actually inked it for fun. But would you like to see me do a stream showing the early Brian Boland, Dave Gibbons work? Because I will. Oh, don't tempt me. I'll do it. Oh my God, are you serious? I guess that every video about Pitt on YouTube. I pulled out my Pitt Volume 1 trade paperback and reread it last night. It collects the half issue, or it collects the first story that was printed in the back of Youngblood #4, and it collects issues 1 through 4. And I reread that last night. I'm going to reread the second trade paperback tonight. So anyhow, this is my Inks Over Byrne. Let me see if I can make it a little bigger to show you guys. I mean, the scan's not that great anyhow, but you get the sense. I just, it was a simple page to ink. That's why I chose it. But I thought it'd be fun to ink a Byrne page. Like I said, I grew up loving Byrne's work. So let me find that Dale Keown page. I hope it's in my gallery. If not, I'll have to show it to you tomorrow. While I'm looking here, reading, you can read the names of other artists' artwork I have. Oh, it is not in my gallery. Probably because it's too big. That's what she said. What? All right, I know of another place it might be. So let me dump out and go to this other place and see if I can find it. Sadly, we'll never see a reprint of Keown's Pitt Hulk book. No, but I mean, it's not an expensive book, so you can buy it off eBay pretty cheap. I've tested Ink Byrne on so many times. Yeah, I've done a few more too. I'm new to comics. There were very few books in Israel when I was a kid, and they were priced in. Ooh, I hear you. Well, go to eBay or just find comic shops where you're located now and see what you can find. All right, let me go to my gallery here, because like I said, I think I know where the page is, because I have posted it on Facebook. I wish there was an easy way on Facebook to search through your photo gallery, but unfortunately there's not. So you're like, Smith, why are you looking down and not looking at the camera? Well, simple, actually. I'm looking down because I'm looking at my Facebook page and I'm scrolling through my photos because I'm looking for that Dale Keown spread that I own, because I know I posted it on Facebook, to show you guys. So that's why I'm looking down. Luckily, it'll pop out to me rather quickly when I see it. I'm pretty sure I posted on Facebook. Problem is, I've been on Facebook for so many years that going through it like I'm doing, I'm seeing a lot of photos, a lot of memories. Do memories. Looks like I got to the end of the line. Well, that can't be. All right. I'm going to try one other thing. There used to be a thing that said timeline photos, but not anymore. So let me try. Let's try Dale Keown Dragon Force image search, because the 2-page spread that I own, you could say it's iconic. So I'm thinking maybe it'll show up under an image search. Do I know what issue it's from? No, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. Did you ever meet? I haven't met him, but I've talked to him on Facebook Messenger and stuff. We were actually corresponding back and forth through direct message yesterday. So he sent me a pretty funny video on YouTube of something. And I don't know if you knew this, but for Deadly Duo, I believe it was issue 2. It was either issue 2 or 3. I was supposed to draw Pitt in Deadly Duo, and then something happened between him and Eric, and instead of Pitt, it got changed to Maul. But I did draw a cover of Deadly Duo with Pitt, and then I had to do a patch of Maul for the printed book. So I've drawn Pitt, just nobody's ever seen it. Actually, I think it was solicited that way. All right, so unfortunately, looking through this, I don't see it. So you guys will just have to wait. And let me just look at one other thing. Man, I wish I remembered what issue number it was, because I do have the issue. I was able to find the actual issue it was in. All right, let me see. Now I'll do a search for Deadly Duo number 2. Just to see. Okay, so unfortunately, doing a Google search for Deadly Duo number 2 shows the cover with Maul, not the cover with Pitt, which I believe was the solicited cover. It would have been so nice to draw Pitt. Well, I can show you. All right, looks like the best I can do is, I don't know who drew that. That ain't me. All right, the best I can do is just show you. So this is what the cover would have looked like. So this is, imagine that cover, and instead of Maul, that was Pitt. Sorry, that's the best I could do. Imagine that, except that's Pitt. And I don't know if I own that cover or if Randy Elliott does, because Randy Elliott owns one of these covers out of the 4 I did. Here's the cover to number 1, which I still own. So anyhow, 8:15. I know I'm going to blow out. Just let your daughter borrow the Hellcat. No, she doesn't have her full driver's license yet. Are you insane? You are crazy if you think I'm letting her drive that car. That is not going to happen. Guys, once again, First Man is in demand. If you haven't bought it yet, there's a link in the description below. The book would go out today. So if you haven't gotten it yet, get it now. Book would ship out today. Link in the description below. The link for the sign up is also in the description below. Sign up for what? Sign up for First. I sing that song in my dreams. I hear that music. Do I still have the original? I think so. I'd have to look and see. But guys, I've got to run until tomorrow, which I don't know what I'm going to do on the show yet tomorrow. Since I'm on this Green Lantern kick, instead of drawing Green Lantern, I might take you through my issue 175 of Green Lantern starring Kyle Rayner as Green Lantern. But guys, until then, you know what I enjoy. But I like to bring it back. Bring what back, you say? Bring this back. Everybody have a good day. Enjoy beat. Get your sexy out.